Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Joshua Hines and this is Construction Junction. So in this next episode, we're still working on this master bathroom that we are remodeling from scratch, complete demo. In this video, we're going to begin doing some of the electrical roughing, which includes some lighting, a recessed fan, which also has light and heat on it. And so we're gonna also cut some holes open to make some space so that we can run wires for the recessed lights. Now, lighting, let's talk about that a little bit. We also are gonna have a wall sconce near the vanity mirror in this project. So that's gonna be like a single wall mounted light that's gonna give facial light. So recessed lighting, just to run it all back, is in the ceiling. So it's recessed inside of the ceiling joist and it shines down in like a cone shape. So it's great lighting because unlike a surface mounted light, the main part of the light is up in the ceiling, so it doesn't take away from the look of the room at all. And you get, great lighting, but sometimes you got to add more lights. It also gives you a nice contemporary look. When it comes to the room in general, it's a nice flush look that everybody likes in their homes and also in their businesses. Now, going back to the wall-mounted scone light, it gives you an opportunity to get creative in the design. They have really nice wall-mounted single bulb lights that you can use. And the good thing about the scone light is that sometimes if it's a single sink setup, sometimes you'll put two wall-mounted scone lights on either side. But in this case, we have two medicine cabinets on either side. So we're putting the one scone in the middle. And we're using that light for facial light. So if a person is, putting on makeup, if they're shaving, it gives them light coming from the wall directly onto their face. So you can see a real view without the shadows that a downlight will give you. So you get a real view of what you're working on, So you get your makeup right, you get you shave right, or whatever's the case. So that's what we're going to begin with. We're going to go ahead and get into this video. We're going to start with laying out the recessed lights. We're going to cut those holes open, and then you'll see us get into cutting bigger holes so that we can run wires. So let's get into this video. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Like I said, we're going to begin with laying out where we want our recessed lights to go. And you can see that I just went into cutting a larger opening right there so that we can run the wires. We can reach both of those lights. This opening I just cut is for the access of the exhaust fan. So the exhaust fan, we also need to get to that to swap that out, connect that. That tube you see in the ceiling is the vent that's going outside of the house. We also got to be able to get to the wires also. So you can see we have two recessed lights at the vanity location. We're going to have one over top of the tub and one over top inside the shower. So it'll give us that nice cone effect lighting that would look good in it'll make the tile jump. Now we're going to get into, we scale back to the shop and we're going to sand down the existing vanity cabinet doors. You notice that we didn't take that vanity out because we are going to use that vanity, but we're going to sand it down. We're going to, finish it, refinish it in a different color selected by the owner. And the good thing about that, like we said in past videos, is that when you use your existing cabinetry, if it's solid wood, then you pretty much can change the color to any color that you want. So you can see Jazz right now is getting everything sanded and prepped for primer, and then we'll go ahead and paint, once all that's done. It takes several steps, but it's really unique because it's not every color that's available is not available. Every color that's out there is not available in the stores. So you'll have a gray, but maybe it's not the gray that you're looking for. Or, so you can get the exact color finish that you're looking for. It gives you a lot more options when it comes to that. right, so now you see all of the insulation that was up in the ceiling that when we created those big holes came out. We'll go ahead and get that cleaned up, and you can see that vanity cabinet there. Again, we still got to sand it, those boxes in place, and do the same process that we're doing on the doors. But we're going to go ahead and continue on the recessed lighting, the switches. Also, when we install recessed lights, most of the times, unless it's specified to not do it, we prefer to put them on a dimmer, just so you have flexibility of dimming the lights up and down. We'll use LED lights, bulbs that are dimmable, so it gives a really nice effect. You know, you get to control the level of the lighting. In this case, we have a switch specifically for those two vanity lights and the wall sconce. Those three are connected, and we have one for the tub and the shower. So you can have one off, one on, depending on what you want to do there. So we almost got that box that I'm working on now, which is the exhaust fan, installed, wired and installed. Then we'll connect that white tube back again so that the exhaust does blow outside. It's very important that you do that and not just blow it up in the attic, because the exhaust fan in this case is mainly for taking the moisture from the shower outside of the room, so that, you know, mold doesn't build up over time. So if you're taking moisture out of the room, you don't want to shoot it up in your attic where your insulation is, because then you're going to have mold up there. So these steps have to be done correctly and to code, so that you don't have any problems in the future. That'd be a nasty problem to have mold growing in your entire attic. You don't want that at all. You can see we put some access panels up. I mean, we cut some access holes so we can run our wires for our switches coming from our lights. And you know, you got to keep track of all of this when you're installing it, so that when you get to this stage, you don't have to reopen, you know, walls or ceilings up. You just want to get it wired up correctly the first time. And obviously, you know, make sure you turn the panel off, you know, or you have definitely a qualified person doing your electrical is so important. That's one step of the project that I wouldn't suggest if you don't have experience, if you're not certified, to don't do, because you know, you can create a lot of damage that way. All right, now that we have everything back in place, what we're going to do is go ahead and get all the drywall patched back up, which, you know, we just put some blocks up in place, screw them in, and put the drywall back in place, tape it, start finishing it. Now, the finishing is going to take 3 coats. That's what you would prefer, a tape, block, and skim, to get it back to a smooth wall. So that's what we're doing now. Okay, also, you noticed in the last video, I talked about the client made a change. They went from just a single regular shower head shower to now they wanted to add a hand shower, and that's why we cut that hole open in the wall that you see that I'm working on right now. That second diverter that I just put in is the one that's going to go to the outlet of the hand shower, so that's where it'll be mounted onto the wall. So you can see now the setup we have is hot and cold coming in to the main diverter, which turns it on and off, and then it goes up to a secondary diverter that's specifically made to either make that water mix you have coming out of the first diverter go either to the hand shower or to the shower head that's going to be above you, or you can have them both on at the same time. In that case, you're definitely going to have good water pressure in the house. And you know, if you don't have the pressure, there's ways to boost the pressure, but you definitely need that. And you can see, like I explained, it's easy enough to just do something like that after you have the Curdy kit installed. And you can see we're patching that back in by overlapping the Curdy membrane on top of the old Curdy that we have. As long as we overlap, we're back to a waterproof shower in that case. So that looks good there. So now we're going to continue on the tile and get all the tile work in the shower finished. All right, so here you can see we're finishing up the shower. We do have a couple of the recessed lights hanging in there. And the reason why they're hanging like that is because we're still working on the finishing of those holes that we had open so that we could put those in. So we just let the lights hang, but you can see how nice it is to have a light inside of the shower. It really makes the design of the shower tile really jump. Now, if you look at the shower layout, you can see that design that we talked about in video number 1, where they're using a peak pattern, where the 2 tiles that are in the middle are angled. The marble design that's in the tile is faced up on a slant to where they like peak. So when you step back, like we're looking at this right now, you can see that we peaked one side of that wall, we peaked the second side of that wall, and we still have our niche to do there, but we're gonna put some design tile in there. You'll see that a little bit later. And as you see, me and Jez work really fast. Now this is real speed. This is not sped up at all. This is real speed. This is how I work. So, you know, take that for what it is. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and get everything primed first. And our primer coat is, we don't try to put it on too heavy. We put it on nice and light. It's just a coat to seal all the finishing so that you don't have spots or blotches in your finished color. So we're going to go ahead and end this video here. In this video, we came a long way. You can see that you can sort of get the feel for what our bathroom is going to end up. You can see some of the finishes now, like the shower. We do have the Sludaditra laid out on the floor. It's not down yet, which is our underlayment that goes on top of the plywood floor, and that separates the floor from the tile itself, so expansion and contraction will not crack the tile on top, and that's very important. A lot of people don't do that, and you're going to see that in future videos. But it looks like it's starting to come together. When you start getting primer in, you really get a feel for how the bathroom or the space is going to look, and so you're starting to show what the final product is going to look like. And in the next video, we're going to, you know, push it ahead further, and it's going to look so much better because we're going to work on the vanity mirror side. We're going to have a whole tile of wall on that side that will match the tile in the shower niche. That's why we left that exactly the way it is, because the same tile that's in that niche is going to be on the opposite side where the vanity mirrors are going to be. So, you know, just stay with us, stay along with us in the next video, and I'll see you in the next one.